This is Weekday Update with Ashley Myers in an exclusive interview with director and playwright William Shakespeare to discuss the production Macbeth.
We're so glad to have you with us, Will.
A pleasure.
So let's begin by talking inspiration. Where does the story of Macbeth come from?
Well, Macbeth is based upon a true story. I compressed various events from Holinshed's Chronicles and a couple of other historical texts. I melded them together. The idea of the witches, though, came from the account of King Duff's murder in Holinshed's Chronicles. The idea of prophecy was intriguing to me. I was excited by having read His Majesty's book on demonology, which is where much of my information on the witches come from.
Yes, definitely. And I understand that King James didn't respond well to the witchcraft.
His Majesty was very concerned about the production. The play first debuted 5 years ago for his court, and the witches were troubling to him. We're very lucky to have gotten permission for this production. There was some fear coming in. The boy playing Lady Macbeth, Hal Berridge, died but just before the opening performance of the last run, which is where much of the worry is coming from.
So do you think there's any chance of the play actually being cursed?
I should hope not. We'll see, though. It's not as though we should stop calling the play by name or anything. Much of the problem with Hal, I think, came from the makeup. Our ingenues use a good deal of makeup. It's a lead base, so it's toxic. And that's likely where his fever came from.
Did he have an understudy?
Well, yes, in a way. I happen to be a solid actor, a quick study, if I do say so myself, and so I covered the role. I did quite well, if I do say so myself. I know a lot about how women can behave.
Oh, I bet you do, Mr. Shakespeare. Now, how does the rehearsal process work?
We just try to work as quickly as possible. We don't have much time. Often a play will be debuting shortly after I've written it.
I'm sure you hear this a lot, but how do your actors learn all of the lines? I mean, that's a lot of lines.
Well, they don't, sometimes. We use cues. Sometimes we'll have someone on book backstage who will whisper the lines to the actors. Oftentimes, the actors will get their scripts just before or during the performance. We call them foul papers, which is fitting. We make it work.
Okay. Now, Richard Burbage, he has debuted in quite a bit of your work for you in the past. How did you know he was the right fit for Macbeth?
Well, I wrote the role for him, actually. We have a company of actors who we write shows for, and he's the lead of the company for a reason. He's very natural on stage.
Definitely. Now, as for Lady Macbeth, how hard is it to cast the female roles amongst the men?
First off, we use boys. Their voices are higher. Lady Macbeth is one of the more difficult roles, but the boys are trained well. I trained them.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the costumes and the makeup that you use for Macbeth?
The character or the play?
And then, how would you go about using the lighting? Candlelight, mainly?
Sunlight, mainly. We perform in the outdoors for that reason.
Oh. And are there any special effects in the show that the audience can really look forward to?
Well, blood.
Oh.
I keep some of the other things to myself, so you'll see the show, but there will be blood. It makes things a bit more exciting. Keeps you on your feet. Sometimes we'll just dip a handkerchief in blood. For more graphic scenes, we'll fill an animal bladder with blood and pierce it to create that specially stabbed effect.
Speaking of death, though, has the plague affected the rehearsal process?
Some, yes. They shut us down if there's around 40 deaths a week, but we try to keep going best we can.
And do you feel safe in Southwark?
I do, yes. It's not for everyone, and my street cred helps. With this new theater, though, we built ground up just a few years ago, and we used the remains from our old theater, the theater.
Your theater, the theater.
Yes. The Globe's been a great space for us. Our pit is 5 feet deep, so there's room for trapdoors on the set.
Oh, okay. So there are special effects then. How difficult has it been for the tickets to get for this one?
Well, we have room for 1,500 people in the theater at a time, and end up fitting double that. Let's put it that way. It's 2 pennies for the groundling seats, and anywhere up to 20-some pennies for the nicer seats. We've got 3 stories. There's some nice rooms upstairs with cushioned seating, among other things. It's a bit dirty down below, but you can see the play fine. Some crazies are prone to throwing vegetables if they don't like it, but screw them. Women are allowed. If the play's a guilty pleasure, you can wear a mask. I think this play will be one to remember.
Indeed.
Well, there we have it. Be sure to catch William Shakespeare's Macbeth, now running at the Globe Theatre. Now here's a sneak peek of what to expect.
My eyes are on fire, the thing I desire is to have Duncan's throne. It will soon be my own. I've been told I am the Thane of Glamis. I've been told I'll be the Thane of Condor. I've been told I'm gonna be the king one day, and that time is today. Now I can see my life is falling apart. The life that I used to have, yeah. I am paranoid, my wife is insane. They all know that it was me. I've been told I should beware of Macbeth. I've been told a woman born can't kill me. I've been told I'll be the king till forest climbs. They are tricky, the prophecies killed me.